Okay, so let's begin our breakdown of the strategy. Hopefully, we can make this very clear and concise. Our strategy is a combination of EMAs, which I'm sure you know are these lines here, and TDI. For the 4 hour, which is where we want everything to start, the 4 hour gives us our indication of what trend we're in, whether price is in an uptrend or in a downtrend. So for EU currently on the 4 hour, the three EMAs that matter are the blue, the white, and the dark blue. All three of them are currently above the price of EU, which means we are in a downtrend. So that's the first thing we need the bot to understand is what is the trend on the higher time frame. Then, based on the fact that the bot would now know we are in a downtrend, we're only looking for sells on the lower time frame. So we'll start with the 15 because that's where we would like the bot to take its initial entries at. So it knows now that we're looking for sells, and our entry for the sell is called a shift, and that is when the yellow line crosses the red line in the same direction as the trend. So when the yellow crosses the red line down, that's our entry for a sell. This is our candle that it crossed on. So the close of this candle would have made it official, and then we would have taken our entry at the top of this next candle here, and we would be currently writing this down, so we would be in profit right now. So the shift happens here when the yellow crosses the red, but we don't want the bot to just take entries on shifts. We want the bot to take entries on true shifts, which is when the yellow crosses the red at the same time as the green crossing the yellow on the TDI. So we can see that on this candle it crossed, but down here it didn't necessarily cross on the same candle. It crossed one candle back. That's actually fine for our strategy. If it's within 3 candles back, we see the green cross the yellow, then that's fine. So here's where we saw the cross. If it had been 1, 2, 3 candles back, if it crossed somewhere over here, that still would have been fine. Always back, never forward, right? So if we saw this cross here, but we didn't see the green cross until somewhere after this candle, like over here, that's not our entry. We don't take that at all. So that's what a true shift is. That's our entry protocol for the bot. Higher time frame, it understands we're in a bear market, and then we're looking for sells on the lower time frame based on the true shift entry. The exit protocol is when we see a shift in the opposite direction. So something like this here, when we see that it crossed back up, then the bot would exit on the close of that candle, whichever one. So when we're looking for our exit, the TDI doesn't matter. It's just the yellow and the red, right? So if we go back, let's see, we could have entered one right here, and then we would have wrote it down. It didn't cross back, so the bot would have stayed in this. Then we would have wrote it down, and then we would have exited after this candle right here. So we would have exited on the top of this candle here once the cross was official, and we would have caught our pips based on that. So that's our exit. We would ideally like the bot to be able to see this same setup on the 15-minute, the 30-minute, and the 1 hour and take entries based on that. I don't know if that's doable or possible. That's something that I would absolutely have to have you talk to me about because I'm not super familiar with how setting up a bot works. The other thing that we would need is adjustable risk. That is a must-have for this one. We need it to be able to be told, okay, we want you to risk 1% of the total account or 0.5% of the total account because we would like to use this bot for funding challenges as well. And with the funding challenges, you are never allowed to go into more than 5% of your total account size drawdown in one day. So the bot would have to know, okay, I have to stop if I'm going under 5% of my total account size in one day. The stop losses for our entries, we would like them to be adjustable too, because sometimes we like to do 10 pips, sometimes we like to do 20. Hopefully that's possible. It doesn't have take profits so we don't have to factor those in. We get in with our stop, and then when we exit the trade is when we get our exit protocol. So we don't have to put in any take profits. Other than that, that's all the strategy explained. That's all the basics that the bot needs to understand. I don't know if it's possible for the bot to trade multiple pairs with this same setup because ideally right now we're looking at EU and GJ, and if the bot could trade both of those simultaneously, that would be really, really good. I don't know if that's possible, so that's another thing that you can give me some more information about if you need to, and then we can kind of figure out what goes on from there. Another thing that we don't want, if it's possible, is for the bot to take entries that are on long candles. So we just explained, we're in a downtrend, we're only looking for sells, all that. Yes. But if we were in an uptrend on EU and we were looking for buys, we wouldn't want the bot to take a buy on a candle like this. It's too long. And this one, technically worked out, but it didn't work out super great. So just based on the win rate of the strategy and all that, we would like that not to be possible. I don't know if you can code that in or not, but hopefully so. That is about it. That's pretty much the strategy in a nutshell. And I think that's all the features that the bot needs to have. So if you have any questions, I would be happy to talk, happy to answer. We can go ahead and get together and put this thing together. So I thank you for your time. I really appreciate you being interested in the project. And you let me know if there's anything that we need to adjust or any extra information that you need so that I can write that down and make sure that it is part of the next video or anything that I make for you for reference. So I'll be sending this to you. Thank you. Go ahead and reach out whenever you want. All right. Have a good one.